This video is all about how to be more disciplined. Hi, my name is Jasmine Womack. I'm a wife, a mother, I'm a woman of God, and I am a trendsetter. I help authors, speakers, and coaches stand out as subject matter authorities on their topic and in their industry. And I do this by helping them to write and self-publish a best-selling book, and then I teach them how to turn their book into programs, courses, and premium priced coaching communities. Now, I've had so many people to come and ask me, can you talk about how you actually get things done? And in case you're new to me, my name is Jasmine Womack, and I help women in leadership amplify their life, their legacy, and their business. And I help them to do this by writing signature stories, creating signature talks, and developing profitable online education businesses. I've had so many people ask me, Jasmine, can you talk about discipline? Can you talk about how you get things done? You have a husband, you have children, you've got bonus children, you're running a business, you're in school, working on your doctorate, you are running half marathons. Like, how are you getting it done? And I will honestly say at the core of it is that I naturally am a disciplined person. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing some of the strategies that I use to maintain discipline. And I hope that you're able to take from this and apply it to your life so that you can be more disciplined in certain areas and achieve the outcomes that you want to achieve. So number one, you want to understand why you're doing the thing that you're doing. Why you're doing the thing that you're doing and why you need to continue doing it. So for example, I'm in school working on my doctorate. Right now, I've been feeling like, I don't want to do this. I don't want, it's not even that it's hard, it's just the extra energy, effort, time, and mental bandwidth that it requires. But I look back on my why. During those times, because I've had some times recently, I'm like, I don't feel like doing this. And not even because I can't, I just don't feel like it. But I had to go back to my why. Jazz, you want to be the first in your family to obtain the doctorate. You know, Jazz, you've come so far. You've done majority of the program. You're literally on the last stretch. You're too close to quit. Jazz, if you pause, you have to wait an entire year to pick up with where you've left off. You would just waste so much time, not to mention money. That's my why. So go back to your why. Why do you need to do the thing that you're doing, and why do you need to keep at it? Because your discipline starts with your purpose. So ask yourself, why are you doing this thing that you're setting out to do? Why do you even need to be disciplined around it? And what long-term goal will you accomplishing this serve? I know that I have goals in regards to how much I want to be paid in keynotes in the future. I have goals in regards to how much I want to work, how much time I want to spend with my family. That's my why. So when your why resonates and when your why sits in the seat of your soul, it's easier for you to stay committed when you understand why you're doing what you're doing. So you need to write it down, like the Bible says, write it down, write the vision, make it plain, write it down, put it in front of you, and revisit your why often. Second, you need to set clear, specific goals. So like creating vague goals like, oh, I just want to be healthier. That's not going to stick because that's not a real goal. So you can make your goal. I want to work out 4 days a week, or my goal is to work out 4 days a week. My goal is to lose 5 pounds. That's your goal. And then you have to actually measure your progress. So it needs to be measurable. You have to track your progress. So I like to use apps to track what I'm eating. I use my FitnessPal to track what I'm eating. I use the Peloton app, my Apple Health Watch to track, you know, my health progress and things like that. And you want to be realistic. So when we talk about being realistic, we're not talking about not challenging yourself. We're talking about making sure that the goal that you're setting for yourself is something that you can actually attain with the current demands and capacity that you have. So like, you've got to set goals that are challenging but are still achievable. When I initially set a goal to work out 6 days per week, I thought that it was achievable, and I'm still going to go at it, but at one point in time, it just started to feel like too much. It started to feel more stressful than it did progressive, because I found myself for a season, I found myself up late. You know, I'm having to finish up my projects. I'm going here and there with the kids, taking them to this practice, to this game, to this, and all of that. I'm getting in bed late, so I can't wake up as early as I want to. So for me, more realistic was saying 4 days a week instead of 6 days a week. So I'm able to hit that goal without stress. And if I'm able to get some extra in, then I'm able to get some extra in. And then you want your goals to be time bound. You've got to set deadlines. So give yourself deadlines. Like my goal is to lose 10 pounds in the next 6 weeks. That's one of my personal goals. By the time I go to my next doctor's appointment with my endocrinologist, I want to be at least 10 pounds down. That's my personal goal. I have a way that I'm gonna get it done. Set deadlines, and that when you set deadlines, it gives you something to measure yourself against, okay? And so the third strategy to stay disciplined is to actually break your goal down. Like my accountant, she told me one of the easiest ways to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. So if you're looking at the whole elephant and you're like, I gotta eat this, it's going to feel extremely overwhelming. But if you look at a task and it feels overwhelming, the best way to tackle it is by breaking it down into smaller projects or milestones where you can measure your progress along the way. Because really big goals can feel overwhelming. And so when you break them into smaller, manageable tasks, it makes the process that much easier. So for example, the big goal is to write a signature book. Your timeline, say, is in 12 to 16 weeks. 12 weeks is your goal, 16 weeks is your stretch goal, okay? How are you gonna do this? The first month, you focus on writing, the first 4 weeks. The second month, you focus on editing. The third month, you focus on publishing, distribution. The fourth month, you focus on marketing. That's how you do it. So if it's like, you know that you want to publish a book, you're not looking at the whole big thing. You just go by month. And then if you know what you're doing each month, then you can break that down into more granular steps into what you need to do each week in order to move on your progress. Number 4 is you want to create systems and routines for yourself because discipline loves consistency. I've got some family members that they don't like consistency. They just kind of like to live by the seat of their pants, so to speak. They like to just be what they call free and just do things as it comes along. Whereas me, I live off of my calendar. I have my day designer, my planner right here, and I live off of my Google Calendar because that's how I stay consistent. And I know that if it's on my calendar, it's priority and I'm gonna do it. So you have to actually build routines around your goals instead just thinking that if you work on it, when you think about it, you're gonna be successful. That's not what's going to help you to become successful. So what you wanna do is to set specific times for you to do specific things. And you can even habit stack. So like you can pair new habits with existing ones and you can use reminders and alarms to stay on track. So like for example, I know that while I'm working on my book, while I'm doing research for my dissertation, or while I'm working on my next book, I know that I'm gonna get up in the morning and I'm going to do it for 1 hour. I'm gonna work at it for 1 hour before my workout every single day. From 4:30 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. is my time for that. That's my time. I can also pair that. I can get a warm up in by doing that while I walk on my walking pad. So I'm not just sitting there at the computer at 4 a.m. I'm actually warming up my body by walking on my walking pad and waking myself up while I am working on my book. That's called habit stacking. So in that one moment, I've set a goal, I've set aside a time, and I've paired that habit with something new that I'm already doing, which is walking on my walking pad. And of course, I use my alarm to help me wake up and remind me of what I'm doing during that point of time. So when you are moving forward, you also want to make sure that you are minimizing temptations. I'm not writing this at this moment, I'm filming this video. But one of the things that I did to reduce my temptation was that I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. So one of the things you're gonna have to do is to remove distractions and temptations. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb so that no notifications or no calls that are not priority or emergencies will come through. This way I can focus in. I don't hear any chirps, I don't hear any beeps, I don't hear any alarms, I don't see anything popping up on my screen, none of that. I've turned off my notifications so that I can focus in on finishing and completing this content. And you also want to make sure that you have a dedicated space for your work. So right now I'm in my office. This is where I work. I don't take work into my bedroom. That is not my dedicated space for work, okay? So you want to remove your distractions. You want to create dedicated spaces for your work. And as much as you can, you want to automate your decisions. Like one of the things that made this easier for me, like today was my content day. So I'm sitting down and batch recording content. One of the things I normally do is change out my outfits, put on different blazers, blouses. I said, you know what? I have about 20 videos I need to get done today. I need as few distractions as possible. I'm not going to worry about the outfit changes. This is my outfit for today. This is going to be my uniform, black and white. So I've decided to make black and white my automated decision for when I am filming content because it's easy. Moving forward, so that way I don't have to worry about getting makeup on my clothes. I don't have to worry about what I don't have to worry about any of that. Black and white, this is what I'm wearing in my videos because I have a lot going on and I need to finish these and get through them. That's what it is. I just made it easy for myself and I like to reduce the stress, okay? So these are 5 strategies to help you to increase your discipline that you can actually begin to implement today. All right. And so when you take small, deliberate, intentional steps, it helps you to stay connected to your deeper reasons for wanting to be disciplined in the first place. And so you'll also build stronger habits and transform your results over time. All right. And so if you feel like this was helpful for you, send this to somebody who you know needs to increase their discipline. Make sure that you subscribe, check the show notes for some different resources that we have for you. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Hi, my name is Jasmine Womack. I'm a wife, a mother, I'm a woman of God, and I am a trendsetter. I help authors, speakers, and coaches stand out as subject matter authorities on their topic and in their industry. And I do this by helping them to write and self-publish a best-selling book, and then I teach them how to turn their book into programs, courses, and premium priced coaching communities.